A pervasive stink of neglect surrounded the Timber Ridge apartment complex in Brooklyn Center when Soderberg Apartment Specialists purchased it last February. Rats and roaches roamed the hallways, streaked with graffiti, feces, and urine. The apartments reeked with the stench of rotten meat, garbage, and dead animals left behind. Timber Ridge was a huge problem for the city and was responsible for many negative images of Brooklyn Center.
What I knew about Timber Ridge was that there were a lot of police calls, which contributed to an image that said that we had a lot of crime and a lot of undesirable tenants that brought some problems to the city.
Timber Ridge being one of the apartment complexes in the city which was really giving Brooklyn Center a bad reputation and was a terrible eyesore.
It took a lot of hard, fast work to renovate and lease up all 216 of the apartments in just 5 months. Critics said the task was too enormous. Many people said the property was run down beyond repair, and the prostitutes, drug dealers, and gangs would never give up control of the property. A lot of police officers, real estate brokers, and neighbors said it couldn't be done. The situation prior to Soderberg Apartment Specialists taking over was out of control and dangerous. There were over 700 911 emergency calls in 1994. Neighbors say gunshots were almost a weekly occurrence. Bullet holes filled many of the windows. Bullets and drug needles littered the premises.
They used to have gun shootings and stuff, and there was a few times when I was down here on the weekends where you could see the cops swarming the place.
There was 6 or 7, I believe, boarded up, burned out units that were absolutely unfit for human habitation.
It's like you were afraid to walk down the streets at night here.
Even though the scope of the project would seem unsurmountable to many, Jim Soderberg, owner of Soderberg Apartment Specialists, saw it not only as an opportunity to revitalize the complex, but address one of the city's largest problems. With almost $2 million in construction funds, Soderberg virtually gutted the former Timber Ridge apartments. To organize the project, Soderberg created a customized computer program to list and track apartment upgrades. He compiled a database of 11,000 problems and repairs, sorted them by apartment, and posted a 40-point checklist on each door. The first step was to get rid of the awful odor. Workers dragged out 120,000 pounds of trash. To put into perspective the huge amount of trash that was tossed out, if you took the dumpsters that they used and stacked them on top of each other, it would have been higher than the IDS building. Also, since there were literally lakes up on the roofs, all new flat roofs were needed. A contemporary new blue mansard roof was added to give the appearance that Melrose Gates was built in the 1990s rather than the 1960s. The parking lots were all redone and a new roadway was added. Perhaps one of the largest turning points in the project was the construction of the 3,000-foot-long fence, which truly gave Melrose Gates its sense of community. It was a visible display of Soderberg Apartment Specialists' renovation speed and teamwork. The fence contains 5,600 spindles, 25,000 nails, and it was built and painted in 1 week, in 1/3 of what it would have cost had the job been done by a fencing contractor.
It was like, I can't believe they're putting a fence up there. And then when they went across the driveways, that stopped all traffic coming up to the neighborhood. It's like since that fence was put up, it's been a whole different neighborhood.
In order to improve security even further, they enclosed and screened in all the first-floor patios. Also, video surveillance cameras were set up around the property. In addition to standard upgrades to the individual apartment units like new paint and carpeting, amenities were added such as mini blinds, brass light fixtures, new central air conditioning, new stoves, refrigerators, garbage disposals, dishwashers, and cultured marble ceramic kitchen floors. Soderberg hired a number of small contracting and construction firms for the renovation. That way, he says, the owners are personally involved in the work. They're more flexible than large companies. In other words, many of the contractors literally worked around the clock.
We put all these long hours in on the weekends, and we've put this time in on the holidays because we realized that in order for the project to make it, was that we were going to have to do the renovation fast. We worked Memorial Weekend, July 4th weekend. We worked many nights where we pulled 12, 14, 16-hour shifts.
In just 5 months, they completed the bulk of renovation and leased all 216 units. And they screened very heavily, rejecting more than 600 applications.
There's been some good screening done for the tenants, so now we know that the tenants that are there are tenants that are responsible, want to take care of the property, and want to become responsible citizens of Brooklyn Center. And that's exactly the kind of people that we're looking for.
Melrose Gates offers something that many young professionals want, a luxurious change in lifestyle. What really sets Melrose Gates apart from other apartment complexes is the unprecedented amount of amenities that it offers. Many of the amenities that Melrose Gates has to offer are located in the clubhouse. Before the renovation, the clubhouse was closed and used mainly for garbage collection, and the pool needed to be rebuilt. Now it's a state-of-the-art clubhouse and features a new ceramic floor, neon-lit walls, a new swimming pool, sun-tanning salon, locker rooms with saunas, a library with computer workstations for the residents, top-of-the-line fitness equipment, a big screen TV, and a game room for the residents' enjoyment. In the spring, Soderberg will complete the list of amenities with a new tennis court, a professional sand volleyball court, 4 barbecue pit areas, a garden for residents to take advantage of, and a 3-hole putting green. Now that Soderberg has completed the bulk of renovations at Melrose Gates, his desire is to reduce crime even further in Brooklyn Center, especially those crimes stemming from other apartment complexes. He hopes Melrose Gates provides the starting point.
And it's like now, since it's been all redone, traffic is stopped. Don't see nobody no more, no shootings, quiet. I mean, you can actually go out in your front yard and relax and not be afraid no more.
Timber Ridge, I don't think it could have gotten much worse at that point. And so we were looking for a lot of good things to have, and when Jim Soderberg came in here and took it over, I think everybody's optimism just soared. And as we see the final product of it, people are just very ecstatic about it, very happy.
Made a major difference in the city through changing the Timber Ridge Apartments into Melrose Gates, and it's been a fun person to work with on the steering committee, and we're delighted to have him in the city.
I'll tell you what, when I come back here and I see, used to be called Chippewa Apartments, a major renovation. It's like a castle was born again.